Hello, Mataji, you're watching Notice Express on Ombil TV. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday slammed Congress for insulting legendary singer Bhupen Hazarika. Referring to Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge's remarks back in 2019, PM Modi said that he can tolerate Galia abuses hurled at him but not at Bhupenda. Addressing a public meeting in Assam's Darang, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, "Mujhe kitne hi galiyan de, main Bhagwan Shiv ka bhakt hu. Sara zehar nikal leta hu. No matter how much you abuse me, I am a devotee of Lord Shiva. I swallow all the poison. But when someone else is insulted, I cannot tolerate that." Earlier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation of several developmental projects of rupees 6,500 crore in Dirang, Assam on Sunday. PM Modi claimed that their government is committed to transforming Assam into a hub of connectivity and healthcare excellence. These projects will further reinforce their dedication to achieving this vision. In his address, the Prime Minister emphasized that Viksit Bharat is a dream for young people and North-East India plays a very significant role in achieving this resolve.
मैं आमतौर पर मुझे कितने ही गालियां दे, मैं तो भगवान शिव का भक्त हूं, सारा जहर निगल देता हूं। लेकिन बेशर्मी के साथ जब किसी और का अपमान होता है तो मुझसे रहा नहीं जाता है। आप मुझे बताइए, भूपेंद्र को भारत रत्न देने का मेरा निर्णय सही है कि नहीं है? पूरी ताकत से बताइए, सही है कि नहीं है? भूपेंद्र को भारत रत्न दिया, उसका कांग्रेस ने मखौल उड़ाया, वो गलत किया कि नहीं किया? असम के बेटे का, भारत के सपूत का कांग्रेस ऐसे अपमान करती है, बहुत दर्द होता है। साथियों, मैं जानता हूं इनकी पूरी इकोसिस्टम आज टूट पड़ेगी मुझ पर कि मोदी फिर से रोना रोने लगा। मेरे लिए तो जनता जनार्दन ही मेरा भगवान है। अभी कुछ देर पहले इस मंच से करीब 6,500 करोड़ रुपए की विकास योजनाओं का शिलान्यास हुआ है। हमारी डबल इंजन सरकार असम को टॉप के कनेक्टेड स्टेट और टॉप के हेल्थ केयर हब के रूप में विकसित कर रही है। ये प्रोजेक्ट्स इसी संकल्प को और सशक्त करेंगे। आप सभी को दरांग मेडिकल कॉलेज और अस्पताल के लिए, हाईवे के लिए, रिंग रोड के लिए बहुत बहुत बधाई। साथियों, पूरा देश आज विकसित भारत के निर्माण के लिए एकजुट होकर आगे बढ़ रहा है। खास तौर पर हमारे जो नौजवान साथी हैं, उनके लिए विकसित भारत सपना भी है और संकल्प भी है। और इस संकल्प की सिद्धि में हमारे नॉर्थ ईस्ट की बहुत बड़ी भूमिका है। ये मैं सिर्फ इसलिए नहीं कह रहा हूं कि मुझे आप लोगों के प्रति बहुत प्यार है, बहुत सम्मान है, नॉर्थ ईस्ट के प्रति मेरा लगाव है, सिर्फ इसलिए नहीं कह रहा हूं। मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूं, इसके पीछे ठोस कारण है। आजादी के बाद बड़े शहर, बड़ी इकोनॉमी, बड़े बड़े कारखाने पश्चिम और दक्षिण भारत में ही विकसित हुए। इस दौरान पूर्वी भारत का बहुत बड़ा इलाका, बहुत बड़ी आबादी विकास की दौड़ में पीछे रह गई। अब भाजपा सरकार इस स्थिति को बदल रही है। 21वीं सदी के 25 साल बीत चुके हैं। जिस 21वीं सदी के हम गीत गाते रहे ना, कांग्रेस के जमाने से सुन रहे थे 21वीं सदी आ रही है, 21वीं सदी आ रही है। आकर के भी एक चौथाई समय तो पूरा हो गया। अब 21वीं सदी का ये अगला हिस्सा ईस्ट का है, नॉर्थ ईस्ट का है। अब आपका टाइम आया है, असम का, नॉर्थ ईस्ट का समय आया है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi had visited Mangal-dai in Assam's Darang district on Sunday, where he had inaugurated and laid foundation stones for multiple projects worth several thousand crores. He was accompanied by Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, Union Minister Sarbananda Sonowal and other senior leaders. Modi had addressed a massive gathering of BJP workers and supporters who had arrived from across the state. At Mangal-dai, the Prime Minister had laid the foundation stones for Darang Medical College, a nursing college and a GNM school with a combined investment of rupees 570 crore. He had also launched two major connectivity projects, the rupees 1,200 crore Narengi-Kuruwa Bridge and rupees 4,530 crore Guwahati Ring Road project, which had been planned to link Kamrup and Darang district with Meghalaya's Riboi district. Highlighting the government's focus on healthcare, Modi had said that with the construction of Darang Medical College, Assam would have 24 medical colleges. He had further added that in the coming years, 1 lakh new medical student seats would be added across the country.
मोदी तो हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छा प्रधानमंत्री हैं। हम दरंग जिले के हम रहते हैं, इसलिए हम ऐसा धन्यवाद देना पड़ेगा हम मोदी का पर हम मेडिकल मिल जा रहा अभी, इसलिए हम बहुत सुखी हुआ मेडिकल। इसलिए तो हम भी न बहुत लोग सुखी है मिलने से। ये हमें
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है और बार बार आना चाहिए हमारे यहाँ पर असम में, वही हम कह रहे हैं। मोदी बहुत अच्छा इंसान है, वो हमेशा रहे हमारा रहकर रहे हमेशा, वही बहुत बोल रहे हैं।
अपने छोटी से जगह में सर को अच्छा किया, मेडिकल हो रही है, हम लोग की स्कूल फीस फ्री है। मैं मोदी जी से बहुत धन्यवाद करती हूँ, ये हमारी छोटी से शहर में इतनी सारी सुविधा देने के।
As a mark of final respect to Dr. D.D. Lapan, former MLA of Nongpo and former Chief Minister of Meghalaya, who passed away on September 12, 2025 at the age of 96, various groups including schools, colleges, social organizations, the Riboi Dorbar church bodies and elders of Riboi held a memorial prayer service for the eternal peace of his soul. The memorial and special prayer were organized at the memorial monument of Dr. D.D. Lapang, constructed by Young Minds Riboi under the leadership of Isnie Hint, the current MDC of Umroi constituency at Riboi College. The program was led by Nongpo MLA Mairal Bornsiam in the presence of Nongpo MDC Rona Komtait, Rangkain Snai Mangto, a senior citizen, the principal of Alpha English Higher Secondary School, W. Bla, and principal of Riboi College, Dr. Elizabeth Karkongor, along with other dignitaries and members of the public. During the service, special prayers were offered for the eternal rest of Dr. D.D. Lapang, and floral tributes were laid at his memorial monument as a mark of last respect prior to the state funeral scheduled to be held on September 15, 2025 in Shillong.
Isnan na dubasdang hadu menta kumurukot yung governing body hapo ka jing alam hapo ka jing penibor hapo ka jing kini kejungi kubesibun ba nagban bat ka jing bahaman sim ka jing slogan kam jong ne urang ba ngala ay ka ban sengi ka college bat ban panong ay ka kumne kumbangalong ay kumbakalong Tagalong siya kajing kerku, yaki kun semua bi jungi, hak balapang ide bum jusang thai, ban keren, ban mudur, ban prosnuru, ya kajing bahajong ka ri bakajai ban ri buat kamtam, hak kadang riboy kajungi. Tanah kalian jong ka kum kiba, id kiba than, kiba snujan, kiba snoburam, ya ibu lapang. Kadang ia gijing kemik lenti hagi di gisni hagawan ra ya kemet gijing isya kene kencaka lani hampok nongpok kiladon ki phone call kiladon ki message ki beniyo tendere gijing long gijing man jong kakam kamsya banle kamtang layo ban penbet pat kijing kasem no bat kumjuro bat kiwe kiri orang ba ha ketu kepo ha 1965 ha ka ba uwe naki udang suklat apo jong kene tayo baladap ita ide iba Jorsings AMU IAS uman nungkong jong karibo district jongi dengan man ang hangni ba hapo kene ki hapo kene kesmi artayo
UI mento yu pintemet na taymot la nangal ale Miro nila siya kasama niya le na kaya po niya alam juga young minds masahing isnahin kaya alam juga ibat kaya support yung Karibahol College ke Alpha School bat kibuan nila buat teng hangni la tho kaya achievement yung isa hangni iban hangni bat mentang ni setelah cibuan nila la pendat ya kaya ikwa shwa bain net bat mentang ni don hangni sabang yung numat ban pendon burami i onda ilalet magaling ka Alpha School nga dong syupat kumno kajingbo nang sudan na dong siya.
Manipur is facing serious damage and disruption following torrential rains over the past 24 hours. Several low-lying areas and hill districts have reported flash floods, waterlogging and landslides according to the report. Yangkangkokpi, Sangti Kongpal and Sangpungkok Kuno in Imphal East have been inundated. Landslides have also been reported in Awangkul, Nune district and the hill districts of Senapati and Kamchong, while major waterways including the Imphal Nambul and Irial rivers saw significant water level rises, though they remain below critical danger levels. The Water Resources Department stated that they are vigilantly monitoring developments as forecasts predict more downpour. Most parts of the northeastern state have recorded moderate to heavy rainfall in the past 24 hours, with forecasts of more downpour on Sunday. Popular social scientist in Manipur, Dhanabir Laisham, says the visit of the Prime Minister of India to Manipur is a mere fulfillment of the wish list before the end of this tenure. While commenting on the president-rule government in Manipur, Dhanabir Laisham says to become a refuge in their own land is not a happy thing. He says discontentment among displaced people is high and that is the reason for increasing suicide rates. He also said that the displaced people IDPs deserved government job and economic package. He pointed out stepmotherly attitude by the central government towards Manipur, saying existence of buffer zones within a country is not acceptable.
For BJP norms, when he attended 75 years, he gave up his post. But now the 17th September, it should be the end of his 75 years. That is why, I think he's supposed to think, it's better to go to Manipur, to visit Manipur. Otherwise, it should be heard in my all this record, there's career and others. It may also be happen.
Kamu as a social scientist, when you visited different localities in different parts of the state, what is the feeling in Manipur? Whether the people of Manipur are happy with this PR government?
See, to be these refugee in their own motherland and knocking the doors for shelter and getting food, whatever there is given in a spoon feeding, and there is no privacy in their this rehab center and others. In that case, each of the individual are suffering a lot. Even suicide that is happening, so it may be happen also again, because this is against the this humanity, right? But what is happening in Kashmir, those 20,000 people who are getting such a very internally displaced person because of the terrorists, for them, each of the family, they have got the government job, right? And they have given one time 5,50,000. See, it should be the capital for that, and they are trying to give their settlement. And more than that, they have opened grievances for them in order to communicate government and such a people who are coming as a internet displaced person. But now, what is happening here? Even oh, this is horrible, really. That means, I think they didn't treat us as a citizen of India. Even keeping of this buffer zone means, it should not be happen within the this nation, It should be in between the two countries, But giving such a very buffer zone means, I think Manipur, whether it may be part of India or not, that is very difficult to give.
Former Union Minister R.K. Ranjan said that during the peak of Manipur violence, the people of the state had sought the Prime Minister's intervention, and though delayed, his decision to visit Manipur is a welcome step. He added that the visit carries symbolic value both politically and for the peace process. Ranjan stressed that peace efforts must be followed by development, which is why the Prime Minister launched a series of projects beginning at the Churachandpur Peace Ground. He further highlighted Manipur's significance as a crucial link in India's Act East policy.
Actually, during the midst of the violence, all the peoples of Manipur wanted to visit Prime Minister for his intervention. But of course, it may be a bit late. We visited, and that's why we make the fulfillment of the people's aspirations. And his visit is symbolized politically and also processing the peace process, and also he always looked balanced, bringing the reconciliations and stabilizing the state, as well as the progress of the development. He manage it, and that's why a lot of the schemes is announced today. We already launched from Churachandpur about the construction of the healthcare system under PM Divine scheme, and also the development of the national highways, and many things has come up. And similarly, in the valley, all projects costing about more than 1,000 crores has to be inaugurated today. And among this, one is the IT, the hub, and that will provide a huge scope to the youths of Manipur, and also it will gear up the progress of the digitization and also create a room and scope for employment of the youth. And secondly, to be inaugurated all the police housing, and this will provide an ample scope for maintaining the law and order in the state of Manipur. I hope the visit of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi is hope of aspiration, bringing the peace, reconciliations, and making the Manipur a strong Manipur, and to link with the Viksit Bharat, and also this is the gateway to Southeast Asia and the implementation of Act East policy through Manipur. And that's why Manipur is a strong pillar for the growth of the country. Yeah, Act East policy is a platform connecting the Southeast Asia and also strengthening the Indo-Pacific the initiatives. And it will link through Bay of Bengal and the Pacific Ocean and the Indian Ocean. The people who settle, who are all those countries along the bank of these two giant oceans will provide through this Act East policy. And the only historically proved the land link is the More Tamu Road is the only link. And of course, India government has already implemented for construction of trilateral highways connecting Bangkok and some other Southeast Asia. So Manipur is a very vital, and this is from this place it will link culturally, IT, and also the many kind of the trades and business will be linked through this.
Thank you, Tama.
Tensions had erupted in Churachandpur just a day after the Prime Minister of India had visited Manipur. A large number of youths belonging to the Zumi tribe had surrounded the Churachandpur police station, demanding the release of youths who had reportedly been arrested by the police. According to sources, the police had picked up these individuals for allegedly being involved in vandalism of properties, mostly decorations, ahead of the Prime Minister's visit to the state. Open clashes had then broken out, with youths armed with stones and sticks. Residents had been alarmed by the sudden escalation of violence, which had begun as a protest but had quickly turned into confrontation. Large numbers of youths had continued to pour out into the streets, some engaging with the police by singing the national anthem, while the other movements openly resorting to violence. That's all we have for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.